MMAfighting.com, and I'm with Andrea Lee ahead of her bout with Joanne Calderwood at UFC 242. This is the first time in 3 events that they've had women's fights on in the Abu Dhabi. Do you feel like that's a big moment? Is that a groundbreaking moment for women's MMA in some way?
For sure. We're making history, and I'm honored to be one of the females that was chosen to come out here and to make history and fight here in Abu Dhabi. It is definitely groundbreaking. It just shows that women's MMA it's exploding, and we're finally getting the respect that we deserve. And I'm happy to be a part of it.
Is this one of the biggest UFC fights you've had so far? Because, it's a substantial win streak you're on. I think it's a 7-fight win streak at 4 fights in the UFC, if I'm correct. And, Joanne Calderwood is quite a big name. And I feel like after Shevchenko got the win over Calderwood, she's immediately in that kind of title conversation. Do you feel as though this is the biggest one so far for your UFC career?
I do. Being able to fight on a Khabib and Dustin Poirier card, it's incredible. I'm very excited about that alone. With JoJo, with JoJo and Caitlin, I felt like Caitlin would probably be next in line to get that title shot against Valentina. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm excited to be fighting JoJo. She's a tough competitor. I think that stylistically this is a great matchup.
If you go in there and you have a really impressive performance, is there potential that you could leapfrog Shevchenko to be the next person to fight Valentina, do you think?
I keep hearing that, so yeah, I guess there is a strong possibility. I can't say for sure, that wasn't really my thought, but now, it's something that I keep hearing, so now I guess it's something I need to look out for.
What did you think of that last title defense? Liz Carmouche has been heavily criticised, to be honest, based on her performance that night. As a challenger, a person who's looking to fight for that title, is it disappointing to see a challenge put forward like that by Liz, or how do you feel about it?
I don't want to say it's disappointing because, nobody wants to hear that their fight was disappointing. I think that she went out there and, she did a lot. I'm sure that she knows that she could have done a lot more. I've sparred with her. She's a tough fighter. She's heavy-handed. She's very strong. I know that she probably could have done a lot more. And, maybe it was just the nerves, and she just was a little reserved. But she went all 5 rounds, and I think that's impressive all on its own.
What do you think of the notion that's being created now where Valentina is untouchable, she's invincible? It seems to be something that people talk about more and more every time she fights. Does that annoy you? Is that a bit disrespectful to the rest of the people in the division?
I don't think it's disrespectful. I think that she's earned that, and I'm proud of her. I don't think that she's invincible, though. I think everyone is beatable, and, it's just going to take one.
What do you think of Calderwood's style? I think it's a very exciting matchup when you look at it on paper, especially your 2 striking styles are really, really impressive. Do you think that's her biggest weapon, like her Muay Thai striking? Do you think that's probably playing into her hands if it's a standing fight like that?
I think that we both come from a striking background. I started with boxing and then I got into Muay Thai, and I've had multiple fights as in Muay Thai. I'm also, yeah. Yes, sir. But I've also won, 3 Muay Thai World Championships, So, I am also a Muay Thai fighter at heart. And I know that she's been doing it maybe a lot longer than I have. But I think that stylistically we match up perfectly. I think that, I don't think that she has the upper hand necessarily. I think that we're both going to collide and we're going to, it's going to be fireworks.
I can't wait to see it. Thanks so much, Andrea.
Thank you.
Thank you.